Hello everyone. It's the first podcast episode 1 related to research and the query is the background or introduction. Listen, whenever you are doing any research either related to the economics, business, marketing, science, medical, engineering, you must know the one thing that foundation knowledge from where it originated, how it has been originated. That's the great questions. What, how, and why? What, how, and why is the query which illustrated in the introduction. For example, if someone wants to do the research about, for example, what is the predictability of the third world war in coming century, so they must want to know the first world war, second world war, what are the outcomes of first world war, what are the outcomes of second world war, how it affects the international diplomacy, what are the factors related to the Hitlers, what are the factors related to the Athens. Yeah, so they must have to know versatile treaty. They must have to know this all the backgrounds. If some person wanted to research in the field of the phytochemical, so they must want to know the secondary metabolites, primary metabolites, what are the different reagents they are using for doing the research. If some person are doing the research about the cultural aspects of Nepal. So, what are the different cultures in Nepal? What are the different cultures are being celebrated in which phenomena? Because in Nepal, lots of the cultures celebrate in a specific month, specific date. For example, in Janai Purnima, they are celebrating the Raksha Bandhan, and again they are celebrating the Kwati festivals, Kwati drink as well, which is a very good nutrient. On the other hand, if somebody wants to do the research in the criminal law, then they must want to know what are the human rights perceptions, what are their backgrounds, and what are the human rights perceptions according to Nepal and the international human rights as well. Similarly, these are the lots of the things where the we must go through the background at first. What are their context? How that context is related to the present? How that context is related to the present issue? That also you have to signify in that case. On the other hand, we have the research gap as well between the introduction section. That research gap illustrate that what has been done and what you are going to do. What has been done, what you are going to do. That research gap is actually the bridging of them. And we must not forget about objective. And in objective, we have two things, specific objective and the general objective. Specific objective focus the data based work, and the general objective focused the outcome behavior work. Okay, for example, your work is related that blood sampling study. So what you are going to study in a blood sample, for example, HIV study, or and what are their nature, WBC, RBC, these are the contents. So it is a specific object, and due to WBC what will happen to the persons, what is the rate of RBC increasing, how it will affect the person. That is the general objective. That is on the other hand known as the significance of the data, and what data you are going to take in taking, that is the specific objective that you must have to be clarify on that. On the other hand, we must think about the future perspective and the applied perspective as well, which must be included within the introduction. So there is one telling that introduction should be long as possible but listen result and discussions, and if possible it may be beyond the result and discussions, because there must be the fact and the figure you have to put, what you are going to do, how you are going to do, what is your vision, what is your objective, and how you are going to do that. And it illustrated your mind, that okay, this researcher has such a potential to do it. So these are the main query of the introductions. Next time I'm going to discuss about the methodology or the experimental, or what are the things need to be considered during experimental, specifically for the science students. Thank you. Namaskar. If you have any query, feel free to share me.